There's a lot of historical and classic attractions at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, but some of those might be holding the park back from modernising, giving the park a bit of a historical headache. Five of Blackpool Pleasure Beach's attractions, four of which are still operational, are listed, which means legally they cannot be changed. More about that shortly. Those five attractions are the Big Dipper, the Grand National, Blue Flyer, the Flying Machines and the closed attraction Noah's Ark. So let's take a look at why Blackpool Pleasure Beach cannot do anything to these attractions. In England, the Planning Act 1990 gives the government the legal authority to list structures of architectural or historical interest. Historic England recommends buildings for listing. In law, a building doesn't just mean a house or something like a church. It includes any man-made structure, whether it's outdoors, movable, or part of a theme or amusement park. This is why rides, like those at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, can be eligible for listing. For a structure to be listed, it must meet criteria such as historical significance, rarity, architectural interest, and national importance. The Blackpool Pleasure Beach listed attractions all qualify under this criteria. Listed buildings or attractions are categorised into grades. There's grade 1, grade 2 star and grade 2. This means that Blackpool Pleasure Beach cannot alter, dismantle, move or replace significant parts of their listed attractions without approval from the local council. Safety work on those attractions is still allowed, but any major changes require approval. Repairs on those attractions must use historically appropriate methods and materials for those repairs to be carried out. So enough of the legal stuff now, and let's move on to opinions. And my opinion is, this is not a good thing. Now I know a lot of people think this is a great thing because it means things like the Grand National and Big Dipper are going to operate forever. But that's not necessarily the case. Every ride or attraction in the world has a lifespan, just like anything else mechanical. Your car has a lifespan. Your dishwasher has a lifespan. Your camera has a lifespan. Anything mechanical has a lifespan. Nothing lasts forever. We don't last forever. Things that we buy do not last forever. Putting a listed status on a roller coaster is not going to make it last forever. If anything, it might accelerate its permanent closure. Since the listing of these attractions at Pleasure Beach, most notably the Grand National and Big Dipper, whenever anyone talks about these rides being retracked, modernised and just brought up to sort of modern standards of a wooden roller coaster, straight away it's grade 2 listing comments come out. Now that's all good and well, them being grade 2 listed, because yeah, that means that they're not going to get removed. But like I say, this is shortening the lifespan of these roller coasters. Legally blocking modernisation of roller coasters like the Grand National and Big Dipper, in my opinion, is not a good thing. At some point, these roller coasters will need significant upgrades to continue to be operational. That could be a change to safety standards, a change to the build quality, a change to the trains, just a change required on the structure or on the ride itself, which is not going to be approved by the local council or Heritage or Historic England. Now the issue with this is, yes, your ride that you love, the Grand National and Big Dipper, will still be at the Pleasure Beach. It will still be standing, but you will not be able to ride it. You'll be able to look at it, but you won't be able to go on it. And that is where this listed status for me is a bad thing for these attractions, because let's be honest, the Grand National needs a full retrack to be back to its former glory. It is a wonderful attraction. I have many incredible memories of going on it with my dad, going on it with my friends, going on it by myself. I have many great memories of the Grand National, and I still enjoy a ride on it today. But It could be better, and it can be better, but it can't be better actually, because Pleasure Beach can't make it better anymore because it's listed. Standard maintenance is carried out on both the Big Dipper and the Grand National every single close season at the Pleasure Beach. It's not uncommon to see little bits of retracking done here and there, or in the case of Big Dipper for 2023, quite a large section of it was done like for like. So the layout wasn't changed, the profiling wasn't changed, it was very much done like for like. Fast forward to 2025, and they've had to do some of that again on Big Dipper. And no doubt at the end of next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, they'll just have to keep doing this over and over and over again. The engineering team and the structures team and everyone at Pleasure Beach who look after these rides have done an incredible job, but their hands are tied by these restrictions. Now, if Pleasure Beach were unrestricted in what they could do with things like the Big Dipper and the Grand National, they could maybe look at getting in a company like the Gravity Group. The Gravity Group have worked absolute wonders on some wooden roller coasters around the world, and they've done it without turning them into hybrid coasters and taking away that characteristic and the charm of a classic wooden coaster. They've kept them wooden, but they've made little subtle changes here and there. They might have made a drop a little bit steeper, they might have changed the profile or profiling or the banking on little bits of the coasters, but they're still wooden coasters. They still have that classic feel to them, the characteristics and the charm of a wooden roller coaster that we all love at the Pleasure Beach. They've done that with rides like Megaphobia, Racer, The Beast, Grizzly and many other wooden roller coasters with their pre-cut engineering techniques. And in my opinion, this would be a massive improvement for the wooden coasters at Pleasure Beach. As much as I would love to see that happen from the Gravity Group with both the Dipper and the National, it does seem like a really unlikely scenario given the listed status. But when I look at the bigger picture of all 5 of the listed attractions at Pleasure Beach, we've already got one situation that could happen to the Grand National and Big Dipper, and that is Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark has been at the front of the Pleasure Beach for a very long time, but it's also been closed at the front of the Pleasure Beach for a very long time. Noah's Ark as an attraction closed in 2008. It has not been opened since at all, but it is listed. So the first impression everybody gets of Pleasure Beach is there's a closed attraction at the park entrance, and that is through no fault of the Pleasure Beach because they can't remove it because it's listed. Now I feel like it's really unfair that Pleasure Beach can't remove Noah's Ark. I mean, what is the point of it being there? Yes, I have got great memories of it from being a child and a teenager. It closed when I was a teenager, so I've not done it since. But I have great memories of messing about going through it when I was a child, when I was a teenager. But what is the purpose of it now? What is the point of it? It's just there, it's closed, sat above the park entrance, and it is not a great first impression for anyone, especially when you're queuing to go through North Entrance to get into the park, and you've got the Noah's Ark there above it, and it's just like, well, what's the point of that? The problem is, this could happen with the Grand National and Big Dipper because of their listed status. We could get to a point where modern safety standards completely change, and therefore for the Grand National and Big Dipper to continue to operate, they might need massive modernisation done to them both to continue to be operational. But Pleasure Beach might not be allowed to make those changes because of the listed status. Now I'm sure that they can apply to make those changes, but because of all the rules and regulations in place, it might get denied. And then we could be in a situation where you've got Big Dipper in the centre of the Pleasure Beach, standing but not operating. And you could turn up to the Pleasure Beach and be like, oh, there's a Big Dipper, but oh, we can't go on it because, well, it's not been modernised because they're not allowed to do it. And oh, there's the Grand National over there. We also can't go on that, but well, at least we can still look at it because it's still in the park. And oh, look, there's Noah's Ark. It's been closed for 40 years. But hey, look, it's still above the park entrance because it's listed. In my opinion, it's bloody stupid. Pleasure Beach own these attractions. If they want to remove them, if they want to change them, they should be allowed to do it. So to summarise and start bringing this video to a close, I'm sure you've already guessed this, but in my opinion, rides and roller coasters should not be listed in any theme park or amusement park in the world. We all have rides and attractions that we do not want to see removed. There's many at Pleasure Beach for me, including some of the listed attractions, but in my opinion, if a ride is beyond repair or needs big modernisations, a theme park or amusement park should be allowed to carry out the work that is necessary. Whilst these listed statuses and protections stay in place on attractions at Pleasure Beach and elsewhere in the UK, in my opinion, amusement parks who have had rides and attractions listed should get more government support to keep those attractions going, to keep them up to modern safety standards, and to just give them a bit of help. If you're going to list their attractions, at least help them out keeping them going. And finally, you might be wondering, why now? Why has Scott decided now is the time to talk about listed attractions at the Pleasure Beach? Well, with this video and a few upcoming videos, I am going to be talking about the modernisation at the Pleasure Beach, just kind of from a speculative point of view, just looking at what they might do after Evictas and so on. And this is very much leading into that. The wooden coasters and the listed attractions that are not wooden coasters are a big part of Pleasure Beach and a big part of Pleasure Beach's history, but are they holding back the Pleasure Beach from modernising in the way they want to do? For now, I'm going to leave it there. I'm interested to see what everyone thinks in the comments. Are you happy that rides are listed at the Pleasure Beach and elsewhere, or do you think it's a load of rubbish? Do let me know in the comments section below. If you have enjoyed listening to me ramble about listed attractions at the Pleasure Beach, please do give this video a like. It's a little thumbs up below. Please subscribe. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.